Hello, I'm Todd, and this is another spectacular thing. Outline is a documentation system similar to Confluence, Notion, or Obsidian. We're going to take a look at Outline, but first let's compare it to some similar products. First, let's look at Notion. For me, Notion was too big and feature rich. I started using it, but was afraid I was using it wrong compared to so many other people. It feels like the bullet journal of knowledge management. It's great in practice, but I don't have the time to set it up to be useful. Maybe I'll use it again in the future, but it does have a cost associated with it when using it with teams, and I'm not sure I'll get a good return on. Next, I tried Obsidian, but my workflow involves saving the files to disk and using GitHub as the central repository for the files. The constant pushing and pulling of data, not to mention when I would forget to pull before making changes, meant that I'd have some painful merges that I'd have to do. Not a very good solution for me because I work on so many different computers throughout the day. There is a plugin now to help make this easier, but I still find that some files end up in merge hell. Plus, it's almost impossible to work on a project with multiple people. Ultimately, in this showdown, I decided to go with Outline. It's simple like Obsidian, but centrally managed like Notion. Plus, I can host it on my own servers for free. But I'm not sure why I'm comparing Outline to Notion and Obsidian. Where Outline shines is its comparison to Confluence. That Jira cousin is almost identical in feature set to Outline. I still have the problem that I need to organize the data though. My day job uses Confluence and it's a mess of information floating around. Finding what I'm looking for is hard. Outline has the same problem. You really have to be mindful of where you store your data and not just sling pages around. Let's look at how Outline is set up. You need Postgres, Redis, an S3 bucket, and an authentication system. Because I wanted to host this on my own servers and not be dependent on any other system, I ran a tool called Minio for a local S3 bucket. Minio is enterprise-grade software, but I'm running it in developer mode with only one node and one drive. Not fault-tolerant. I ran it in a Docker container, but you can spin it up on TrueNAS pretty easily. Postgres was already installed on my network, so I just had to create a role for Outline. Redis is a simple tool to install and you can spin up a Docker Compose file with it and run with it. However, times they are a-changing, so I'm using Garnet from Microsoft Research instead now. This negates the need for using Redis. Garnet is a drop-in replacement for Redis. The last piece you need is a system for authentication. Originally, I used Microsoft Entra ID, but that's external and I really wanted it to be fully contained here at home and not be dependent on anything external. I saw a video on Authentic by Christian Lempa and I spun it up on my network. It's great and I'm using it for more than just Outline now. To run the Outline system, you have an outline.env file that you need to enter all the information from the various services. This environment file means that the simple compose file doesn't have any secrets floating around in it. Finally, Outline is up and running. Let's take a quick look around. On first launch, you will get the welcome page. This will give you a quick rundown of the features in this application. What is Outline? Getting started, our editor, and integrations and API. Each of these are subpages under the welcome page. Clicking on each one will show you some information to help you get started with Outline. The way that I'm using it is shown here. I have several collections. One for work, one for home, and one for YouTube. Work I won't show. Home lists out the major goals I'm working on, and YouTube shows the different projects that I'm working on for YouTube. Because pages can contain just about anything from photos and videos to graphs, charts, and spreadsheets, it's really everything that Confluence is, only in your own network for a tiny fraction of the cost. So what do you think? Is this something you'll try out, or will you keep using Notion, Obsidian, or Confluence? Let me know down in the comments. For me, I'm a bit undecided. I might give Notion another chance. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.